Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Big Questions, Small Steps. My name is Amanda and I'm so glad that you could join me today. Today we're going to talk about one of the holidays that I didn't know very much about at all, quite honestly, in February. We're going to talk about Mardi Gras. Now, this is not a very popular holiday, so if you don't know very much, don't worry. But please do stay tuned because we'll learn more together. So, Mardi Gras is our topic of the day. Mardi Gras is also known as Fat Tuesday. Growing up, I didn't really know much about Mardi Gras. I knew that there were places that had parades, but I didn't know why. I knew that there were beads, and I didn't know why. And then I learned about this baby and a cake. And again, I didn't know why. Now, as I went through life and I learned more, Mardi Gras became like an oddity to me. I live in Wisconsin, so it's not like it's very popular up here. Mardi Gras tends to be a little more popular in the French-speaking cultures. That's just where it is. So growing up, I knew that Mardi Gras had the beads, and as I grew older, I learned that they got beads during the parade, typically by flashing each other. That's how you got beads. So if you came back from Mardi Gras and you had lots of beads, then it was kind of an example that, ooh, yes, you were showing off stuff. I didn't quite understand why it was a good thing or why it was a popular thing. It just seemed confusing to me. But I have done my research and now I can finally say I understand what Mardi Gras is. Mardi Gras translates into Fat Tuesday. And again, Mardi Gras, I didn't know much about before. I always thought it was just happenstance that it happened right around the time of Ash Wednesday and Lent. Nope, it's not happenstance, people. It's purposely planned that way. Mardi Gras was initially part of the pagan spring festival. So it starts right before Lent. Mardi Gras and Fat Tuesday will always happen right before Lent starts. So Ash Wednesday is on a Wednesday. Mardi Gras will be the Tuesday prior. I know how I missed that for 40 some years. I don't know, but I did. And so this idea of Mardi Gras was actually brought about by Christian religious leaders from Rome as they were trying to kind of blend the trends of pagans with Christians to kind of make it a little bit more doable. Because at a time, they tried to just basically have pagans and Christians kind of blend together. If they were pagan, they kind of were like, oh yeah, you can do that. You can do that practice. We're just going to add this little piece in. And it was a little bit more palatable for them. So they were trying to blend the traditions together before the somber transition into Lent. Lent is supposed to be a season of penance, a season of reflection, things like that. If you want to learn more about Lent, you can check out my Ash Wednesday video. But basically, Mardi Gras is like one last hurrah before you transition into Lent. I know, makes complete sense now. It started back in France, and it's still semi-popular in France. In England, it's known as Shrove Tuesday or Pancake Tuesday. In the Caribbean, it's known as Carnival Tuesday. And there are places where it's very popular. Brazil, huge. Louisiana, huge. It's more of those French speaking places though, because it's more tied to the French part of living things up before the end. It's just a very intriguing holiday to me now. In 1730s, that was the first time that Louisiana actually first acknowledged it and had like a full-on festival for Mardi Gras. In 1837, that's the first time they had their first parade. Now, when they have their parade for Mardi Gras, it's a huge deal. Like to get a hotel on that street, I believe it's Bourbon Street, you have to book like year plus out in order to get a hotel there. And to have a hotel with a balcony, oh, even more so. It's a huge deal. And there's drinking and partying and dancing and noise and music and lots of gallivanting. And they just live it up. They live it up like there is no tomorrow. And that's what they do now. There's also something called the Second Mile, which is a special parade that comes after it. There's a lot of dancing with umbrellas and things like that as well. Now, today, if you were going to celebrate Mardi Gras, you would typically use the colors gold, purple, and green. Okay? And you typically would celebrate Mardi Gras with potatoes, parties, and masks. Again, the masks are part of like hiding your true identity because you're preparing for the somber part of tomorrow, but you're living it up for today and you're having no regrets. So masks are still very much a thing for Mardi Gras. And there's also this thing called a king cake. It's typically a circular cake with the inside removed, kind of like a bundt cake. And it was popularized in the 1950s. Now, this cake is sometimes just a vanilla cake. Sometimes it has purple, green, and gold like baked into it, like the dough has been colored, or at least the frosting has been dyed. But the thing with the king cake is inside, they hide a little tiny plastic figurine of a baby. Yes, it used to be just a random trinket that was hidden in there. Then they changed it to the porcelain baby just so that there wouldn't be metal pieces in the cakes. Not so very healthy. And the thought of having that baby or that king in the cake is if there's two different thoughts. If you get the piece of cake with that in it, you are quote unquote king for the day. Or if you're a female and you get that piece, you're going to have a baby in the year to come. So it's just another fun little thing that sometimes people use to celebrate Mardi Gras. The more you know, the more we grow. How would I have ever not known this information, right? So interesting. Until next time, see you then. Bye-bye.